complex program.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really happy to have you here today. In this lesson, we're going to build a fun maze game in Scratch, step by step.
So this is going to be our game today. It's going to be a maze game. So we're gonna click on green flag and we basically need to click on space key to start it, and this is how we're gonna design our start background for later. So let's click on space. So you move with your arrows, which is up, down, left. See, I just lost 2 lives because I touched those yellow walls, and this is our character. So we're going to design this later, and this is going to be the the maze that we're going to sign also. So basically, you're a little cube just walking around, like solving through the maze, but you lose a life if you touch those yellow walls. And as you can see, if you go to this, by the way, this green box thingy is your checkpoint, like spawn point. And once you get to the red, it'll play a sound effect where we will get later, and it will basically like be fun, and it will say you win. So let's get right into it. So starting off, by before we put all of the code in the sprite and that, we need to make the maze first. So let's go to stage, click on stage, then go to backdrops. Then this is where you'll code, not code, I mean design your well, your thingy, your maze, and it will be fun. So let's put the green checkpoint first. So let's put the saturation should be 100. Yeah, that's good. And you want it to be a square. So let's say right like here is good. Yep, that should be good. Okay, that should be good. Then we need to put the yellow walls before we put the red checkpoint, because if we put the red checkpoint right now, we'll not know the exact same point where we should do yellow ones. So whoops, I accidentally did it on the outline. So we want yellow, yellow. We want the brightest yellow, but not too bright. Trying to get, yep, and you want the saturation to be 66. Because soon we'll make that design, and yep, nice. And we don't need this outline, so we can make it invisible by clicking on this button. So this is what you need, and you start off with by the square like this, and boom. Yep, that should be good. Make it a bit taller. Yeah. Then you could copy and paste it by doing this, copy paste, and placing it right beside it. it a little bit farther. Okay. Yep, it should be good. Then we want this to be really long, like this, but not too long, so we can go to the right. Yeah, that should be good. Then we can copy and paste this. Then put this like right, yep, right there. Stretch it all the way out. Yep, that's nice. Then we can copy paste this. Wait, copy paste. Then we can rotate it. Yep. Yep, that should be good. Then connect this to this. And like this. Just a second. And that should be good. Copy paste. Okay. Then we have this one. Copy paste. Rotate it. Okay. Then connect it with that. See, there's not a lot of like space, so make it a bit shorter. Yep. Then copy paste. Boom. Or if you wanted to make easier, paste it again. Put it in the exact same position, like align it. Then what you want to do now is shift, like hold shift, and then you go up vertically. And then just move right. See? That's nice. Then we have the others, so make it a bit longer, and then copy paste, make it shorter, make one above here, because that's what it's hard for. That's why it's like hard. So like this. This is not where the exit will be. The exit will be over here. So connect that to that. And then just grab another of this one. So we want it to be like right here. Just make it smaller. Yep. Then now we can make the red finish point. So what, red? But we want like a light red, because like later we'll add a death. What's it called? A death like pop-up thing. So we want this to be 63. Okay. Remember 63. Copy paste. So rotate it a bit to the right. Place it right there. then place it to the red and place it to 63, 64. Should. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's for the maze. Now we can start with the sprite. So let's make the sprite maze escape. So first we want to do event, and when green flag clicked, then we would want a set size to 40 because we don't want the maze escaper to be so big. No. So we want him to be a bit smaller. Set size to 40. And this is in the looks section. Then what you want to do is go to variables and create a variable for all sprites and make it lives for all sprites. Do not make a cloud variable because it will remove some things and it won't work, and for some things it won't work. So click on OK. Now what we want to do is to set lives to 3. Then we will want where is the checkpoint is. Let me just try negative 153. Okay, it's nice. And negative 12. And then just try change the size. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now since we have the thing, we can just go to the motion, go to X, negative 12, and Y, negative 153. So now we want the movement. So go to control, get forever, because we want it to forever work. So then get 1 F, and then right click on the F, then duplicate. Then you place it below. Then rather than just doing the same thing 4 times, you could just like put the F below it and right click again, duplicate, and got 2 more. Okay, now we can get the key thing pressed by here. Do the same thing 4 times. Change them right, left, up, and down. Then we go to motion and we get X, change X by, duplicate, change X by, change Y by, because these are vertical and these are these are horizontal, these are vertical. So we don't want it by 10, we want it like, let's say like 3. Then for the other, like left and down, will be not positive but negative. But the F is positive. The up and right is always positive, but the left and down is always negative. Now we have the movement. So if we just try it now, yep, see, we have the movement. So this should be nice. Yep. See? If you wanna like change the maze by a bit, like you could do that. Like you could add a bit more obstacles. So, it, like you could just do like this and add another of that, but make it shorter and make this a bit higher. Yep. See, you could change it like this. So you could have your maze however you want, but at least it is possible to move. So now we go back to the sprite and see now the movement is good, but the problem is the, the maze escaper is touching the yellow walls and is not losing lives, and also and like it's not like dying and going back to the checkpoint. So what we will do, we'll go to, we'll stop first, then we go to events and get the when green flag clicked, then get another forever, another if, but this one's different. If touching color. So instead of choosing like the exact, like just go to here and go here and just seeing the stats, you could just go back, click on the color. You see this image with a like picker thing? That's a color picker. So you could choose any color from the canvas. So let's say if you want this white, yellow. See? It's the exact same. So now we have the yellow. We need to wait for, say, not 1 second, but half of a second. Then after, change lives by -1. And then we wanted to go back where it is, but not 18. -12 or -153. -153. Okay, now after we have the, like, you can lose your lives. See? But if we go to the red block, second, if we go to the red block, we could get, like, it doesn't say you win, it doesn't make any type of sound or like anything. So this is what we will do next. So stop it, play it again to make it go back to its position, then get another if touching color, then select the color pick again, select the color pick. Okay, now we need the weight 0.5. Sorry about the noise, that's it. And play sound. We need to play sound. So we'll get it by the sound section. So we we don't want it to create a meow. That's for a cat. We want a victory sound. So you could choose any, like, you could choose this one. Yep, you choose this one. Or you could like go to backpack and get it from my project, which is from the main game, and after when I like share it, you could remix it, and then you could go to sounds. You'll find the sound that I made, and you could just drag it. But before you drag it, you click on the backpack, hold and drag, and you can put it inside. So yeah, that's it. And change the meow into the one because there's no meow. And now we need to say. So instead of saying hello, say you win. And then stop all. Because you win, that's it. Okay, so that is it for the like sprite, but there's a bit of code coming up, but for the like start and the death like pop-ups. See? Okay, okay. And see? It will play the sound and it will say you win. But if the sound is like too loud, you could make it softer, like this. Wait, yeah, softer. See? Okay. So now we need the other sprites. So now we need the like the what's it called, the like start pop-up. So we go to, instead of choosing the sprite, we paint the sprite. Then we go here, 17, and then change the saturation to 100. Click on the square, zoom out, fill up the box, and completely fill it up. Okay, now we need the other. So now I need the text, pixel. You could change it into marker or pixel, but I would recommend pixel because it looks more like like a game. So type in let's change the color into black. Maze game. Make it much bigger, like this. Bring it down, like this. Bit down. It might look like a bit odd here, but in the real canvas, it's like normal. So now we have the Miss Game title. You need the other that says click space to start. don't forget to make it a bit bigger. Okay, and to make it look much cooler, you can add a square, make it clear, and this one make the outline black and make this 10. Okay, bit smaller here. Okay, nice, very nice. You could get the logo at, like, you could search it up and you could like make your own start pop up, but I'm going to make another costume with the lines. So the lines are going to be like this dark reddish. So it doesn't have a fill, it only has outline. So we want a bit of darkness. Yeah, so we need a bit of darkness. Change the saturation by night. And then just make stripes like this, like make an X, but make sure it's aligned. Okay, nice. And copy, or you know what, just do this, then grab this, make it a bit longer, and that should be good. Now just select all of this, copy, go back here, paste, and don't forget to make it all the way backwards. Oops, no, before. Okay, nice, that looks really good. Okay, we leave the logo for now, so we'll make the code for the start. So the code for the start will be, just a second. We need the event. When green flag, click show. And then we also wanted to set lives to 3 forever. If key I grabbed the wrong if, we needed the if then else. Okay, this should be the code, and but we want the sprite to be hiding and not showing when the start is like popping up. So we need to go to the events, and this is in the Messescaper. So go to here, hide forever if key space pressed show. Okay, now it should be good. Okay, there's no sprite like showing up, there's no thingy, and just nothing wrong. And if we click on space, yep, see, very nice looks. But there is a problem with this game. See, it changed to -2. It keeps on going into the negatives. We don't want that. we wanted to stop at once you start like you go on 0 lives, that's it. Like you can't like go anymore. You're dead. So we're supposed to paint another. And this one is going to be a bit different, and it's going to look very cool. So we want a square. Then we would want, there's no need for the outline. So all we need is the filling, and we want this gradient. Like we want a red, we want as a dark red at first. Just a second. Make this 70. Yep, 70. Then for this one, we want it to be like a full red, like no saturation loss, no brightness loss. Now it should be done. Just zoom out. Whoa, it looks very cool. Okay, now we have that. We would want the text. We want it to be like a yellow. So we want it to be 14, because that's the most like yellow. And 78. Okay, that's for the text. And yep, it says you died. Make it bigger. Okay, now we need the press. So this is the interesting part. We're going to make a restart one, like a restart code. Okay, come out a bit. Oh, okay, you can undo. Okay, looks very nice. Now to touch it up by a bit, we could grab these circles and make them right over here. It'll be very close. Trust. Copy paste. Copy paste. See, it's already starting to look great. Paste. See? Now this is the death pop-up. Now we want to code it. So for this code, it will be starting of course with green flag clicked. We want it to hide, then set lives to 3 forever. If Now we go to operators. Then we would want this equalizer. And if the lives equal to 0, then we would want it to show. Then this is the tricky part. We would want the if then and with the else, if else condition. And we need sensing and if key, like not space but R, remember? Press R to restart. So where's R? Then go back to Lux, hide, then set lives to 3. Then we could change something. Let's check everything's good. So this is for the start. This is for the movement and for like all of the confirmations for the lives and the size and movement. And this is for the deaths and wins. And this is the code for the start pop-up. And this is the code for the death pop-up. These are the costumes, like this. Now if we do this, okay, press, oh, okay, oh, 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 okay, we died. So if we click on R, see, we started again. We started just where we were. And if you completed this maze, like this, it will play the sound effect and it will say you win. So now you could save the project, okay, so nothing will go wrong. And there's like a share button, so I'm going to share, but okay, going to change the background into this one. Okay, share. See, this is going to be like the share. So that is it for the code and the whole game. And see you soon. Check out the new episode, and it's going to be about like we're going to create new stages, like new levels every single time when you get to the red finish point.
Alright everyone, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy making this maze game. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care, goodbye.